Hello everyone, my name is Royce and welcome back to this video and this series that I'm doing. I'm here to share my knowledge, experience and observations in life to hopefully empower individuals to make the best decision they can in whatever situation they are in. So let's get started. In the previous video, we talked about the theories of the living universe and the first one. And in this video, we're going to talk about the second theory, which is the recycle theory. And it's just what it is plainly, the recycle theory. And I'm going to give some examples and some solutions to it. And hopefully you'll be able to understand the purpose of the recycle theory and what it is. Believe it or not, there are certain people in this world that have access to knowledge that normal people don't have access to. And yes, some people, like in this current timeline, call them the Illuminati or whatever. We will just refer to them as the global elite. And in this knowledge center that they have a lot of tools where they can control and deploy many tactics upon society and stuff like that. So that example is basically a macro example, but we can also take a look at the recycle theory on a micro example. So let's say you are a company trying to innovate a new product. Of course, you're going to look at previous companies and probably employ the SWOT analysis. And SWOT analysis, SWOT, is basically the strategy that employs looking at these four areas: the strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. And in the recycle theory, you take each parts of an existing product and you build upon the feedback of what people find useful and want added into the feature. And that's basically like a micro level of the recycle theory. And when you put it all together and it becomes this global macro kind of theory, it's basically like, oh, what is going to be the next company that replaces Google? Or what is going to be the next country that replaces the USA? Or what becomes the next company to replace like healthcare or anything? This affects all industries and basically all forms of life in whatever environment you're living in. So when you become aware of these companies and how you can identify them, it's usually the ones that have the most cash and they have the most buyouts or acquisitions in their timeline. And if you don't know which companies those are, you can try asking people around you and then understanding why these companies or organizations or key people are important or vital to the current present timeline you are living in. You will be able to understand what people are more focused on in the present. And with that, if we look at the recycle theory on a more universal scale, it's basically how life is created from the theory of the Big Bang, which is basically the start of nothing, and then atoms collectively forming from dust, and the whole universe is exploded into thin air because of all the pressure and gravity. And you can search this theory up yourself. I'm pretty sure it's a common theory, the Big Bang theory. I know I probably didn't explain it well, but along the lines of the recycle theory is basically how everything from the past that you know of is probably going to happen again in the present and towards the future. And that's just the nature of things, because I believe that. Because let's think of this scenario. Humans will start from the Stone Age, like every other time. Just imagine there's millions of other humans, or just let's say 3 races of humans on different planets. They're all going to start from the Stone Age, and sooner or later they're all going to end up in the space age, and then they're going to compete globally in the world, right? Or the universe, however big that may be. So in the recycle theory, if you know what point of the timeline you're in and what it relates to another civilization on a different planet, you can project and position yourself in such a way that I guess you'll become successful or rich or wealthy or famous or popular or discover something new. there's people out there that know this and they withheld these information from other people, and it's just up to you to figure it out yourself and put the pieces together. And like I mentioned in my previous section, knowledge is basically power. Well, in this context, knowledge is power. And with that, the recycle theory is something important that people should understand because it's going to carry out through millions, many years in your lifetimes. In any part of history, you can pinpoint what a civilization is going through, like from the Stone Age to the Iron Age to the Steel Age to the Steam Age to the Oil Age to the Electric Age to the Information Age to the Robotics Age to the Space Age and all that and beyond. So I hope this was a pretty clear theory. I may not have done a very good job explaining it. However, I will try to put supplemental content in the web series site or whatever, and maybe you probably understand it now. And I hope you'll be able to find more information on this because it's pretty common, and I call it the recycle theory, which basically is like the infinite loop theory of life itself. With that being said, that's it for this theory of the living universe. And in the next video, we're going to move on to the third one. So I'll see you there.